2025. If you please rise and join me in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you please remain standing for the invocation. And we do not have a guest, so I will deliver the invocation this evening, unless somebody else would like to. Okay? Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this city. We thank you for all the gifts that it provides for us. And we just pray that you guide us this evening. Keep our hearts and minds open to those items on our agenda this evening, but also those individuals in the community that are in need. Just allow us to see, feel, and hear everything going on and make the decision that's best for you and your kingdom. We thank you and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Wilson?
Here.
Mr. Agner?
Here.
Mr. Abrams?
Here.
Mr. Samuels?
Here.
Mrs. Van Cleve? Here. Mrs. Wilson?
Here.
Approve council meeting minutes for August 5th, 2025.
So move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Agner?
Yay.
Mr. Abrams?
I'll abstain.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mrs. Van Cleve? Yay. Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
Yeah. We need to make a motion to excuse I'd like to make a motion we excuse Tanner Dole.
I'll second it.
In a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mrs. Van Cleve? Yay. Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Agner?
Yay.
Very good. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into presentations.
we could-
And the first item is the American Legion.
If we could have the chairman or president of the social boosters, athletic boosters, go up to the podium, please. We got a request from our athletic director to do some things out there, and the Legion decided that we were in favor of it, so Gene will present it.
Yes, tonight we have a check for the Harrison Athletics for $4,617.84. I believe they want to put new countertops and some new windows in the concession stand. In the press box, yes. New countertops in the concession stand and new windows in the press box, right? And you have your son with you?
Yes.
Who's a senior at the high school? Baseball player. We'll be watching out for you, buddy. When you make it to the big leagues, remember me. Anyways, it's our honor to present you this check. We're glad to help you, and that's what we're all about, children and youth.
Good smile.
You're welcome so much. Got anything else you'd like to say?
Putting him on the spot. I just want to thank everybody and the American Legion for giving everything for our school. Our athletics really need a lot of funding, and I'm really thankful. Excuse me, I'm sorry, it was not really put on the spot like this. But on behalf of student athletics, I apologize again. I want to thank you again.
No need to apologize.
Great job.
Thanks for being
You do know that we've got an American Legion baseball team, right?
Yeah, I do. I had a few buddies playing on this.
Okay.
All righty. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
And now if I could have the mayor come up.
I'm on a committee to help redo Willow Park to name it in honor of previous Councilman Ray Acra. And I've got his family that have been with me going down there. I've had Tanner Dole go with me, Gene's gone with me, and they need an additional $5,400 because Mark Acra's company is providing the sign, and that's pretty expensive. And then the $5,400 is for the granite stone, the plaque that will go back in the park. When I left the council meeting the other day, one person said he don't think that money from the city should go to dedicate a park to an individual. I said, no problem. I went down to the American Legion, talked to our charities board, and they said, no problem, we got you covered. So that's what Gene's going to present now to the mayor to be designated to go to the plaque and the granite stone in honor of Ray Acra.
So, Mr. Mayor, I have a check made out payable to the city of Harrison for $5,400, as Jerry said, to cover the plaque, to memorialize a great individual, Ray Acra, who did a lot for Willow Park and a lot for our city. We just want him to be remembered in the correct manner. Thank you, Miss Patty.
Okay, thank you. Next individual is Mr. Newsom, Coach Newsom from the Harrison High School girls golf team. Good evening.
Hello, thanks for giving me just a moment here. I would like to take more than just 10 seconds here with your general.
I'm sorry, can you speak into the microphone so everybody at home?
Usually I'm loud enough, people don't ask that. Especially the girls on the golf team. But I'll take just a minute here. A simple just thank you didn't seem enough for the generosity that the Legion has shown to us. You sponsored us last year, again this year. And I'd like to share just a little bit about what the money went to and what it means to the girls. So it's for the Dog Days of Summer Invitational that we host. We had 14 teams from Greater Dayton, Greater Cincinnati, and Northern Kentucky come to Miami Whitewater to play. Mayor Grubbs was our official starter this year, spoke for a moment and sent the girls out to the starting holes, and actually sat and his first comment when I saw him later in the day was, wow, that's some good golf going on. So the girls were playing really well, doing well, and I appreciate him coming out as well. But the Legion's generous donation, we've had 2 different PGA certified professional long drive people work with the girls. They've had spring and summer tournaments that they hadn't played in the past, an additional 216 holes in a competitive environment that they were able to take part of. Additional 252 holes of additional practice rounds that they didn't necessarily have in the past. We've created a recognition program for team accomplishments that other teams have actually gravitated to, and other coaches are asking me about it. And additional training equipment such as swing speed monitors, swing speed sticks, things of that nature. And why does all this matter? It's more than just golf for the girls. There's been a number of different studies shown that kids who golf in high school show better educational attainment, early career earnings, and increased school engagement. They have better self-regulation, recovery from mistakes, and patience. They have better time management, goal-setting skills, as well as an increased likelihood of leadership roles in their careers, and have a higher likelihood of playing golf throughout their life, which is associated with a 40% lower mortality rate and an increased life expectancy of 5 years. Thanks to your guys' generosity, you've enabled the girls to do a lot more in their high school careers. So thank you very much.
Did we win?
We are drastically improved. We have 2/3 of the team have improved their 18-hole scores from 13 to 21 strokes off their 18-hole scores from last season. So we are now solidly mediocre and rising. All right.
That's all we can ask.
And it was still great golf.
Thank you very much
Thank
there.
you.
Thank you.
Oh, shoot.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Surely you didn't show them how to drive.
No. That would have been embarrassing. Actually, that's the conversation that I was having, watching them tee off. I'm glad I was not up there to tee off with them, because it would have been embarrassing. So, absolutely incredible. 76 young ladies? 78? 76 young ladies at the golf outing. Absolutely phenomenal golf. Just great group of young ladies. Had conversations with multiple of them. Actually, Andy Sider's daughter was there. She's an assistant coach, or
Graduated in the spring, and we got hired as our JV coach.
yeah, she's the JV coach, but just does an excellent job with the young ladies, and it was really, really a lot of fun to watch them, and I'm really glad I was not golfing with them. But thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming out.
Okay, Miss Jennifer from Whitewater Shaker Village, please. Good evening.
Hello. My name is Jennifer Borneman, and I serve on the board of Friends of Whitewater Shaker Village. We are working to save Ohio's only remaining Shaker Village, which is located nearby in Crosby Township on Oxford Road, north of the red flashing light in New Haven. The village is over 200 years old. This picture shows the meeting house, which has an unusual architecture and is the only brick Shaker meeting house left in the United States. I want to invite you to our 2 upcoming open house events. On Sunday, September 7th, we will be open from 2 to 5 p.m. We are calling this the Grand Event. It is on Grandparents' Day, and we will have lots of hands-on activities for the entire family. On Saturday, October 4th, we invite you to our 8th annual Passport to the Past event. 5 other local history organizations will also be open that afternoon. This includes the Harrison Village Historical Society Museum, located here in the district, Othniel Looker House, Fernald Feed Material Production Center, and Fernald Preserve, Passmore Cabin near the Crosby Fire Station, and Whitewater Shaker Village, located at 11813 Oxford Road. Both open houses are from 2 to 5 p.m. If you haven't been to the village in a while, a lot has changed. Recent restoration includes carpentry and electrical work, drywall and painting. Accessibility ramp was completed last week. We have a new permanent exhibit called Simply Shaker that features historic photos and a multi-tiered timeline and artifacts. Again, my name is Jennifer, and I hope to see you on Sunday, September 7th, and Saturday, October 4th. We offer small group tours. For more information and to contact us, please visit our website. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Jennifer, if you don't mind, could you shoot me an email with that information? Because
Yes.
we'll try to get it added to our website for the different events in the community.
That would be great. Thank you.
So if you could send it to myself and Kim Downey, that would be wonderful.
I will do that. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Miss Shannon, how are you this evening? Hamilton County Public Library.
Harrison Brand.
Yes, Harrison.
Yes. Well, hello, everyone. We have, a new monthly program at the library. We have a registered therapy dog that the kids can come read to. Nanny's a super sweet dog that children can practice the reading stories to. She'll be coming the second Tuesday every month between 5 and 5:45. Then we're also going to be hosting a fall plant swap on Saturday, September 13th between 3 to 5. You can take a plant, you can leave a plant, or you can pick up a plant if you're just getting started. Please be sure to include care instructions for the plants, and plants that withstand the first frost well, or bulbs that can be planted in the fall would be appreciated. We also are doing a backyard beekeeping program for the grown-ups on Monday, September 15th at 6 o'clock. You can learn how rewarding it is to keep your own honeybees, but also some of the challenges faced by bee colonies. Registration is required for this program. And on Saturday, October 4th, we'll be hosting the Halloween Costume Boutique. You can drop off clean, gently used kids' Halloween costumes between now and October 4th. It'll be all day on the 4th. You can shop from 10 to 6. Bring a costume, pick up a costume. And then finally, we do have our homework help available again. It'll start on August 25th. We have after-school homework help Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mondays and Wednesdays, it's from 4 to 8. Fridays from 2 to 6. Miss Ava, our homework help aide, which a lot of you probably already know, she's very happy to listen to kids read, practice spelling words, use flashcards, help with homework, and even more. She'll do some fun STEM activities. No appointment is necessary for the tutoring. So, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you taking the time to come in this evening. Are we allowed to have bees in the city? I've always wanted bees. I don't know if I could keep them alive, but anyway, we'll go ahead and move into the business session now. Refocus.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to add an agenda item.
Okay. We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Roll call.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mrs. Van Cleve? Yay. Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Agner?
Yay.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
All right, so I'd like to make a motion that we insert an executive session between items B and C on the agenda, and that is per Ohio Revised Code 121.22G3, a conference with an attorney for a public body concerning disputes involving the public body that are subject to pending or imminent court action.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and second. Roll call.
Mrs. Van Cleve?
Yay.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Agner?
Yay.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Okay, so after the first two items in the business session, we will retire to executive session. The first item in the business session is to vote on an ordinance to levy a special assessment on the property located at 411 Park Avenue for the total cost of nuisance abatement and removal, repair, and unsafe conditions.
Wilson J.W. so moves.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, is this a repeated one? I mean, we've done this.
Yes.
How many times?
Probably all 10 years that I sat on council and now
Okay, just
sitting
want
in
to
the
check.
mayor's seat. Any other discussion? Roll call?
Mrs. Van Cleve? Yay. Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Agner?
Yay.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
The next item is a presentation of a conceptual plan for a proposed PUD business mixed-use overlay on a B-zone property. Mr. Madden, you have the podium, sir.
I appreciate the time this evening. I know you all have probably been in a lot of meetings today, this evening, but this one comes with free entertainment, which is me trying to use PowerPoint. I'm not good at it in the least, so this should be fun. My name is Joey Madden, president of Madden Development Group here in Harrison, and wanted to do a preliminary presentation for our development between West Road and Kilby Road. For about 6 or 7 years, my wife and I have been keeping track of different things that were said on social media and talking to different people in the community of things that people were really wanting to see added to the community. So we started to just keep track of those things and began to start pursuing some of the retail land that was left in Harrison. And we went back and forth with against Midland on the property across from Kroger for a while, but they ended up securing that, and they've presented a phenomenal development. But we're kind of about a month behind them on our planning side. But we are essentially presenting a request for a multi-use development, or mixed-use development, which I think from everything I've seen, that I think this will be the first one Harrison's done. I could be wrong, but I believe this is the first true mixed-use development. But there's 15 acres that sits between west into the car wash there at Kilby. And our preliminary design that we put up there is we have a lot of the types of restaurants that people have been asking for a very long time. We have those lined up for the site. We also have a major anchor for the site, as well as two other major retail tenants that will complement the site very well. And honestly, the idea of this development is to not match the Midland development, but just coincide, just kind of really, I think, just kind of complement each other with their development. They have a lot of land that they weren't allowed, they were not able to use for a lot of the frontage lots and things like that. So we're bringing those to what would be on our site. And then bring in the mixed use of a high-end Class A luxury apartment residences on the property as well. And essentially this is the preliminary rendering of what we're proposing. The 4 pads across the front. A couple of those would be either, 2 of those would be the retail or restaurant. 2 for sure would be restaurants. And then the major anchor would sit back on the left, along with the major tenant next to them as well. And then the apartment multifamily would be on the opposite corner there. Some of the development standards, what we're looking at, we're going to require that majority of construction be brick, stone, hardy, or masonry materials, or a mix of those things with maybe some implementation of some decorative architectural metal. But we want the development to match. We don't want a development that in 5 or 10 years is going to look like it's 25 years old. We are in a cycle right now. Development typically runs in areas as 25 years where it's in growth, 25 years where it's flat, and then 25 years where it's in a decline. Harrison's at the ramp of going up 25 years and booming in development, and we need to make sure that everything that's developed there will still look good in 20, 30, 40 years. I think if you look at cities like Westchester and things like that, where they've done these types of developments, you can go in and look at some and not realize they're 25 years old because they're built so well and they were designed so well, where they've aged gracefully, if you would. And then extensive landscaping on the site as well will be required. A lot of buffers, a lot of trees. And one of I think the neat things about this and the timing of this development with Midland's development is, the sidewalk, the walkability of Harrison Avenue stops right at the Taco Bell property, and our design would continue the sidewalk down to the development, and in turn you would have this development, Kroger, and then the Midland development all walkable, which I think is critical for this development, but I think also just for the community in general. I think more people would like to be able to walk around to different things, walk to a restaurant, walk to a store, and this will incorporate that. Our timeline, it's looking at hopefully a November 2025 approval for the PUD. The general building pad and infrastructure construction would begin first quarter 2026. And then the Harrison Avenue improvements, which are something we'll talk about here in a minute, those would be an aggressive schedule of second quarter of 2026. I think we can do it. I don't know how much Jen will be mad at me, but I think we can do it. By third quarter 26, we would be looking at delivering the building pads. The retail building shells, we would deliver those on approximately third quarter 27. We would anticipate the outlot users would begin operating around third quarter 2027, possibly in the fourth quarter 2027. And then the major retailers anticipate first quarter 2028, and the multifamily of second quarter of 2028. It sounds like it's a long time, but that's a fairly aggressive schedule for what we're doing. But we are actually in-house so we're handling the development. We are the general contractor developer on the entire project. There is no outside involvement. It is strictly our project. We own it completely 100%. And we're going to push the schedule as hard as we can for this. Some of the key development items that we're working on that would be included in this is, of course, the Harrison Avenue widening, which was already, I believe, in the works with the city, but this would likely expedite that, that plan. And then we're still working on the traffic study and the signaling items. We are about 104% sure we're going to have to put a traffic light in at the intersection, but where the entrance and exit would be, the main entrance and exit would be, but also consideration probably for West Road, depending on what the city ends up doing with, I don't know if the, with potential turns and things like that.
When you said the main exit, are you talking off of Kilby or off of Harrison Avenue?
So that would be between, right where it says Harrison Avenue, right,
Okay.
that center there.
Okay,
That would be-
all right.
Which is, we tried to center it as much as we could between, initially we had it right between Taco Bell and Kilby. We shifted it over, assuming that some sort of traffic improvement is going to take place at West, regardless of this development or not. So we've centered it more with that. And then the sidewalk connection from Taco Bell to Kilby Road would be included as part of our development. And then I know there was concern initially for only having 2 access points, so we've got a third access point out to Kilby, which I think will be a big help for not just traffic, but also deliveries and I think fire and all those things. So, this is the fun part. I think this is where I think some people get some heartburn a little bit. So I wanted to just kind of talk about this and as a whole. Harrison, whenever you hear the word apartments, everybody tends to get a little uncomfortable. But Harrison is actually the number 2 city in Cincinnati for need for apartments behind Liberty Township. I never would have thought that in a million years, but you start doing a bunch of research and found out there's almost no apartment inventory in Harrison. That's, and there's so many different variables, what I kind of listed out here of Harrison's very strong population growth, the property value is increasing. The conservative increase year over year has been 15 to 17%, which is pretty impressive. The median age of Harrison residents are actually considerably below the national average. But apartment rents for the apartments in the community now average about $1,200 to $1,480 a month. There are some that are below that, but that's going to be your standard, Huntley Ridge, Shaker Point type unit. But rent growth has been going about 3% year over year, which is pretty considerable as well for the area. But the key is Harrison does not have any Class A apartments. I think what we have here, we have maybe one that's kind of on the B class, but most of them are C class and D class. An A class apartment is what you would see similar to if you're in, if you go to Union Center, you've got Clock Tower Place in the center, right in the middle of Union Center in Westchester. That's a Class A facility. It's got the pool, it's got the spa, it's got high security, it's got elevators, everything's inside. There's nothing outside accessible. It is all masonry, high-end finishes. The inside's 9-foot ceilings and granite countertops and all wood cabinets and things like that. And Harrison has nothing close to that right now. And that's a big deal for, I think, with the growth we've had. But I think it's going to get, I think, considerably worse with the growth that's going to continue, because the growth isn't, I know everybody knows this, but the growth is not going to stop. I mean, everybody is the moving out here, people moving out here, wanting to be out here. I think that's why all these developments are coming to fruition now. But this is a huge need for the community. But vacancy in Harrison is at a record low. Like I know for sure Shaker Point operates at like a 99-point-some% occupancy. They usually have maybe a person move out once a month, but it's immediately filled. And it's a big problem for young adults, college age, out of high school, that need a place to live. In turn, though, what we're seeing is kids are graduating from Harrison High School, and then they're graduating from Harrison. They're like, we're out, because they don't have a place to live if they want to be on their own. Same thing with college kids. They graduate from college, they come here, and there are no apartment. The inventory for apartments, it's either a lackluster type facility or they just don't have availability. And something else we found out in all of our research was that I guess the 55 and over and empty nesters are becoming almost as much of a user as the young professional users for these. And again, there's people that are seeking those, they're not available. And the other factor being that we have already in the last few years the amount of jobs that have come to Harrison, but we now have an influx now of more jobs and then other potential developments that are going to bring even more jobs, and they all need a place to live. And these are going to be a lot of young professionals coming to, you know, some of these developments that they need a place to live, and they're going to not be able to be in Harrison. So the need for it, the young professional side, we, in all of our research, found out that so young professionals like Harrison's proximity to Cincinnati, it's close enough, but it's far enough away. And it's convenient to get on 74 and go downtown. But they really like the flexibility, walkability, and in this development, being the walkability of this site plus Kroger and then the Midland development, that all becomes walkable, which is a big draw for the restaurants and for you know, for going to Kroger, things like that. And their incomes typically will support rents. And the key thing that I know is another big issue is they support the rent, but they don't add to the school enrollment, which I know is the number one thing that everybody is, the big concern is the school enrollment side. The residents, the typical resident of this site is going to be your young professionals and your 55 and over. But the young professionals are, they're bringing the income, the tax base to Harrison, but they're not adding burden onto the school district. On the flip side, the empty nesters, the 55 and over, a lot of downsizing from the single family homes, avoiding the steps and maintenance, looking for the maintenance free, but also the secure type living. They also add to the local economy, but they don't have any impact on the school district as well, with impacting the enrollment there. And again, the new job side of it, where we've had and continue to have an influx of new jobs, which is majorly amplifying the need for high quality apartments in Harrison. The difference on this type of development that we're proposing in the mixed use, there's going to have amenities. You'd have things like it's all high security, it's all cellular access. You cannot get into the building. You can't get anywhere. You can't get on an elevator or anything without your access on your phone and your code. Extremely safe, and that's what people are really looking for. All the units are accessed indoors. There's no outdoor access. The elevators are all indoor access. You know, things like Wi-Fi throughout there. There'd be a saltwater pool, a full exercise center, and pickleball courts, and putting greens, which partially might be for me too, because I need help with my putting game. But resident lounges and the cafes set up for remote workers. That's become very, very big desire in these types of developments. Granite countertops, full wood cabinets, oversized windows, high-end stainless steel appliances, 9-foot ceilings. You know, in a cost comparison, something like this development, to build this, you're in the $30 to $35 million range, whereas, you know, a standard just run-of-the-mill apartment, you know, you might be half that. There's a significant difference in how these things are built, the masonry, the exterior, all those things that go into it. But they are becoming extremely popular, and that is a huge need in the area. And these are some renderings of the multifamily, just kind of, and this is our initial concept, working on a few tweaks here, but you've got the masonry, the brick, the charcoal brick, then you've got the masonry hardy siding on there, and then you've got the hardy wood plank and the stairwells and where the elevators are on the building. Another angle there, and everything is accessed indoor again, so nothing is visible outside. The only thing you can see from the outside is the balconies or the patios. That's the only thing that's visible. Again, some of the concerns I think that come with the multifamily side of it, the school overcrowding is always the biggest thing that's been brought up, I think, in a lot of these developments, and that is these sites target young professionals, 55 over. You're not typically seeing in these type of developments a lot of families with school-age children. Not saying there will not be any, but you typically will not see in a development like this. You don't typically see that. But again, this allows for the new housing options to be brought into the area without burdening the school system. The other concern about the quality of the construction and the management side of it, being that these are Class A apartments, they're extremely high end on the interior, extremely high end on the interior finishes. The property management side of it is top notch. and all the amenities that we have are what attracts the long-term tenants for projects like this. It is in no way, no how, low-income housing, never will become no low-income housing. We will own this for a very long time to where it'll be my kids, and hopefully my grandkids one day. These would be a long-term position for us. But this is strictly market rate and position for the new graduates, professionals, and the seniors 55 and over, and retirees. The other concern is the traffic increase. That's always the other, I think, the concern that we've talked about a lot too, is the traffic count on this type of development, just the multifamily, is actually quite a bit less than it would be if we just put retail across that back. So if we were to put retail across that back, it's almost double or triple the amount of daily vehicle traffic going in and out of that site. On top of that, there's a reduction too, where you have the mixed-use format, where you have the walkability, you have the sidewalks now going west of the property that are going to reduce some car trips too, by people being able to run out and grab dinner right across the road and being able to run to the store. That really helps alleviate the traffic. Actually, I think greater than if it was just a solid retail development across there. And the other side too is the completion and opening. A building like this, a Class A facility, is not built fast. It is not a year or year and a half. I mean, it's 2.5 years, sometimes pushing 3, depending on how the build out is done. So this would essentially be open until at earliest second quarter of 2028, if not third quarter. That's
How many
That's
units are you looking at in that complex?
right now we've rearranged some things. We're at 168.
What size apartments are they?
1 bedroom and 2 bedroom. More 2 bedroom than 1 bedroom, but there are quite a bit of 1 bedroom.
And what's the average rent gonna be?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
What was it?
You put up there that it was like $1,200 to $1,400 for the rent. Is that what you're charging?
No, that's community. That's what market averages is in Harrison right
Okay.
now for just a standard apartment.
Do you have an idea of what you would be renting them for?
It would probably be the 1,400 to 1,700 range, right as of right now. If we implement, we talked about implementing some 3 bedrooms, but the feasibility again does not score well for families, so it doesn't make sense to do the 3 bedroom here. So a little more 2 bedrooms. That's where we'll probably be at market wise.
That exit that's showing off the backside that goes out to Kilby, is that really just gonna be mostly for deliveries for the retail? Or is that gonna be an exit easily accessed by residents to give them another option?
It can be easily accessed for sure, because it's the way the traffic pattern is behind there. I mean, it flows around the building and then goes to the side. So it definitely,
Okay.
honestly, I think it's more the thing that people use it once, they'll start using it more and more. But
Kind of like the old Kroger's complex,
Yeah.
where it comes in off Stone.
there's one thing to say about Harrison, they'll find a way if they can save some time. But
What's
yes,
your
sir.
thought process? Are you thinking of starting the retail businesses first or the apartment building? Because right now we have a moratorium on anything building like this
right.
for 2 years.
So I think the plan would be to start the site work pretty much as soon as the weather breaks after winter would be the idea.
I'm sorry?
And after winter, after the weather breaks would be.
I
to start
understand
doing
that, but
earthwork.
what are you planning to start first? The retail or the apartments?
So we would be constructing the retail buildings, the frontage lots. Those users they have their contractors that build those, but so we would start construction on the retail likely summer or fall of next year. The actual structure,
The big box.
the big box, yeah.
I got a couple things. Number one, you're talking about an additional 400 cars, close to it?
Probably closer to about 250, 275, because a lot of these, statistically, you're going to have a lot of single.
I'm trying to include the shoppers that
Oh,
will come in and out
shoppers,
too.
okay. We don't have that count yet for the entire development.
Second thing is when you say it, you're within walking distance. We've got a couple walkers in Harrison. We don't have that many. And I don't think, if you think about it, if you're gonna be in that apartment, I don't know too many people, depending on whether it's perfect or not perfect, whether it's ice cold in the winter or heavenly hot in the summer. I don't know many people that are gonna walk a half a mile, quarter mile each way to go Kroger. You know what I mean?
I would agree with that. I think this is going to be more of the weather not being raining and, you know, being a nice day. I mean, the winter, of course, you're probably not going to have the foot traffic, but I think you'll see a lot of people there that on a Saturday or Friday, they want to walk downstairs and go to a nice sit-down restaurant, eat dinner, or run over to the store that's right next door, or run right over to Kroger. I think that's more of where the young professional side of things is heading. You know, all of our studies have been primarily Westchester, Liberty Township, and Florence. Not because I feel like we need to become those, but it's just in the reality of we are losing a tremendous amount of young professionals outside of they're leaving Harrison. So trying to implement some of these things that I think that they're looking for that's our goal on that aspect of it.
Is it, in your opinion, is it mandatory that both parts of this gets approved? Because what if the apartments doesn't get approved?
We would like it to. I mean, it's difficult. Well, I think too, the flip side is if it becomes retail, that's going to become a lot more increase in traffic. But from a feasibility standpoint, I think that we would like for it to be approved. I mean, and on the moratorium, which I know there's been some back and forth that I know Bill and our attorneys have talked a little bit about the mixed use development versus an actual just full residential development. If it falls under the mixed use category, that this is actually a commercial development.
I just can't see us approving something that's gonna have that many cars on a 2-lane road. Until that gets widened, I don't see how the city of Harrison can approve this.
Well, I think the plan is by the time any of these open, Harrison's widened.
That's if everything goes right.
Yeah, I think it will. I don't see why it would not. I mean, there's really not a reason why it shouldn't go that way. I mean, it's already been in the planning stages for a little while, and I think the way it's set up now, I mean, regardless if this doesn't go in, I mean, Harrison has to get widened to Kilby regardless. If we walk away, we don't do the development, that section of Harrison has to be, it clogs up so bad right there.
I don't think there's any question Harrison needs a hell of a lot better apartments.
Yeah.
Because the ones I've seen, they suck. And I hate to be that blunt, but they do. I don't see any high-end apartments anywhere in Harrison.
Yeah, and that's why I think that's really our goal, why we want to do them, honestly.
That being said, though, it's still that many cars coming in and out, and on a 2-lane road that if it's not widened, I don't see any way in the world we could approve that.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's our plan is to get Harrison widened, which would accelerate, I think, with our development compared to, I don't know what the original time frame is now with JMA and everything, but that would accelerate that project likely through whether TIF or things like that, however we're doing the.
Thank you for answering my questions.
Have you been in discussion with JMA about widening Harrison?
So we talked about it a while back, and then we're meeting next week, I believe it is,
Okay.
To go over that, because Midland also has some infrastructure improvements, not road related as much as they have other infrastructure things that they're working on. So trying to collaborate some of that together because the timing is pretty close together.
Yep.
But, and like I said too, the other side of it is you're talking at least, it's going to be probably at least 3 years before that would even be open. I mean, it wouldn't even be open in phases. We'd have to get the thing done before we open.
Last thing I'll say is, with us widening Dry Fork Road, talk about a mess that's gonna be out on that end of the city for a couple years, right, Mayor? That's another thing, it's
2026.
bad.
Yeah, because we've not gotten into any utility side of things yet, which is next on our list, but going into whether utilities can stay or gotta be moved and things like that versus just being able to widen because of what they did when Harrison got widened for Kroger, continuing that down to Gilby. So those are all things, regardless, that we're taking into consideration that we know are gonna have to be done, for sure.
Any other questions for him?
Not necessarily for Mr. Madden, but in terms of Harrison Avenue, is that the city's responsibility? Or is that shared with the township in certain spots? Or Hamilton County?
Well, it's shared.
Both.
Okay.
It's shared because there's a couple lots on the north side of Harrison Avenue that are still considered township lots. And it would be a joint venture that we need to kick that can.
Okay.
Schultz's whole property's township, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a couple spots, I think, that are in the city than in the township, kind of through there.
Yeah. Because then once you get past Kilby again, then it's, the south side is township and the north side is some Harrison, some township.
Right.
It's a little splotchy.
Yeah. But again, I think the biggest thing in all this is the time before even when anything would even be operational. It's, you know, we're still a few years worth of building and things like that on just the retail side. Then the multifamily is a whole other animal where it is, you know, again, 3 years time frame minimum to get that from this point. Yeah. Any other questions at all? Because I just want to make sure we've got, you know, we're trying to address every concern question that we can to make sure on our revised plans and PUD plans that we've tried to go through everybody's questions.
Where are you with the retail tenants? I mean, in terms of LOIs?
We have commitments on everything. There's one that has multiple that we have not decided on yet, but.
Okay.
This is just the presentation.
And what amplified that too was we had initial users too, and then we had an influx of more from the Midland development that could not go because their parking count requirement. They could not create more outlots, and so that pushed some down too. So that increased the amount of people wanting to be there on the site. And like the problem on the retail side too is, you know, everybody wants the frontage, nobody wants to go behind the frontage. They want to all be on the front. That's what's, you know.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
I have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
So on the one-bedroom apartments, approximately how many square feet are the apartments going to be? And on the two-bedroom apartments, I mean.
One bedroom, we haven't, the floor plan's still getting.
Right, I'm just saying approximately.
900 square feet to probably about 1,150 for a one bedroom.
And the two-bedroom?
Two bedroom, you're gonna be about 1,100 to 1,300, because some of these will have like little study
So are
areas.
the two-bedroom, are
hope
they
my
going to
wife
be
isn't
two
listening.
bath, one bath?
I'm sorry.
The
saltwater
two-bedroom, are
pool?
they going to be,
Two bath.
pool,
Two bath.
gyms.
are they going to have
Pickleball
laundry
courts,
facilities
golfing.
in the apartments?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
in the apartment itself, or you have a laundry
it's-
facility?
We haven't
in the
decided that
apartment?
yet, because the size of that, we can either do like sections inside the building for that.
Well, I'm just
but-
saying, most luxury apartments that I've looked at, which I haven't looked at a whole lot, but usually they have a laundry facility in the apartment.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious.
Yeah, we kind of go back and forth, because sometimes people want like the stacked units in their
Yeah,
unit,
right,
but then like other
right.
ones, they want to have it not in their apartment, so.
Yeah.
Those are things that we're still in the preliminary planning side on.
Mr. Rand, it's my understanding that you don't build and then go out and seek big boxes and all that. Before you start, you've got yours all under contract,
Under contract or LOI, yes.
but you can't tell us what they are.
I cannot.
That doesn't make sense to me.
The issue is, I think that, number one, I think you run the issue of if something is not finalized, if an LOI is not finalized into a contract, you can run the issue of somebody backing out, and I don't want to make a statement of, hey, these people are coming, and then they don't.
Well, whenever I vote on this, I don't like to buy a pig in a poke.
Understood.
So just note that.
Understood.
Thank you, sir.
I can make assurances it is no dollar stores, vape shops, auto parts stores like that. It is, these are majority restaurant users that have been requested for a very, very long time.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
And one last question. The building in the back with the apartments, that's just strictly apartments? That's not going to be any type of retail in there?
No, all apartments. The first floor will have the amenities. You have this, like the spa, the exercise area, the like the workstations, the.
Just say it, the amenities.
The amenities. You got at least 3.5 years, right? But
I know I'll be closer to the 55 and older by then.
yeah. But when you walk in, like the main entrance would actually have, that's where the managers and everything else that's on site. But then you have hallways that it's kind of like almost like not a resort, but much like a resort hotel where you're going in. You've got the spa down here. You got the exercise area here. Then outside having pickleball and then the pool and like putting green, stuff like that. That's all stuff that just are becoming really, really popular.
All right. That's all I have. Thank you.
Any other questions at all?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, before we address the last item on the agenda, we will adjourn to executive session. So if you'd please excuse us for a little bit. With that, we'll go ahead and resume the business session. And item C is vote on ordinance to approve a zone change to create a mineral extraction overlay district and to apply the overlay on existing M1 quarry property located between Dry Fork Road, West Road, Corner Brook Road, and Madden Way.
So moved.
I'll second.
Should I get it to anything?
We have a first and second. Do we have any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Mrs. Wilson?
No.
Mr. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Agner?
Yay.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mrs. Van Cleve?
Yay.
Okay, with that, we'll go ahead and move into reports. And for the mayor's report, first, I was able to attend the Dog Days Invitational and be their official starter, as you heard earlier. It was absolutely fabulous to be able to attend that event out at Miami Whitewater Golf Course. They had the course looking beautiful. Like I stated earlier, there's about 76, 78 young ladies out there golfing from 12, 14 different schools. But it was just really a great day to be on the course and to see that many kids, young ladies, involved in the sport and play much better golf than I ever could. So on August 9th, I attended the City of Harrison Recreation Commission car show. Magnificent event. I voted for an old 57 Mercury convertible. It was probably the biggest car at the car show. And this old guy did a meticulous job restoring that vehicle and absolutely fell in love with it. I bet it was a 50,000-pound vehicle, man. It was absolutely incredible. You could just drive over anything nowadays. But kudos to everybody that brought a car out. Really some beautiful Novas and just all kinds of great vehicles. So, and I want to thank the Harrison Recreation Commission for putting on another great event. We still have to invite them here. I got to talk to Kim about that. So, I had the opportunity to meet, actually Kim and the directors and myself, had the opportunity to meet with Warren Davison. Congressman Davison was in town last Friday, and we had the opportunity to go to lunch with him, just talk about some of the obstacles that we're facing here in the community, as well as some of the good stuff. The nice thing is that we do have the congressman's ear. Next to Steve Shabbat, he's probably the second most sitting congressman to visit Harrison. He just really has an interest in our community and takes the time to visit when he comes down in town. So, and then the last item, had the opportunity to stop by our senior center for their Nifty 50s party. I bet there were probably 130 seniors in there all dressed up, doing their dancing and eating good food and everything. It was just a great event, and want to thank Becky and her team on just continuing to do great things at our senior center, and encourage anybody in the community that if you have an interest in playing cards, sewing, bingo, or anything else, to reach out to Becky down here at the senior center and inquire when visiting hours are and everything. That's the last item I had. Mr. Law Director.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, I have no report this evening.
Very good. Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Dare Avenue is moving along great. Looks like it will be done in early fall, correct? Thank you, sir. I have a meeting scheduled tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock with Andy. Gene will be there, myself, and a contractor to see how much it's going to run us to have a pathway paved from the parking lot down to the benches for handicapped people. The city has some money in the Park and Recreation account, I believe, that might be able to use for that, but I don't think it's going to cost near as much as we first thought. And as you heard in the regular meeting, the company that Mark works for, Mark Acre, is taking care of the sign, and the American Legion is taking care of the granite stone and the plaque. So there's no out-of-pocket money for the city on those areas. And Mr. Mayor, did you feel at home with that senior thing? That's all I have.
Actually, it's very fun. It is. It is an
all I
extremely
got.
fun event. So, very good. Thank you. Mr. Egner?
Brief report, Mayor. We had a fire committee meeting tonight. We, went over, the same thing we go over, every month. I got the monthly report from the fire chief. We did 262 runs last month. We got the Med-Account billing and the monthly fire recovery report. Med-Account, they're collecting they're collecting money at the regular rate that we would expect them to collect the money at. We talked briefly about the food truck rally and the Hamilton County EMA text alerts that you can receive if you text Harrison 2025, all one word, to 78015. You can opt in to receive alerts from the Hamilton County EMA. We discussed the new building updates and progress. That's moving along. The fire chief was telling us about some of the sites that has been looked at for the potential new firehouse, and we did last month hire 4 new firefighters to the fire department, and one of them will be deploying with the National Guard, right? He'll be deploying with the National Guard in a few days, so we just want to, wish him well in his deployment with the Army. And that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Very good. Mr. Abrams?
Mayor, hopefully it's a brief report like I was just telling you. Had a police committee meeting today. Lieutenant Joe Ramsey came in and sat in for the chief, so thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Did a great job. Got the monthly traffic crash reports for July, total of 14. There'll be 9 public roadway accidents and 5 property. Public service announcements: please slow down in the school zones. Use caution and turn signals when leaving and entering school parking lots and on the public roadways. 23 sworn officers are available for full duty this month. There's 1 candidate in the hiring process. All officers have been trained on new tasers, and there'll be 7 new tasers out for transition. There was 1 stop sign complaint over the last month, and that was at Stone Ridge and Linus, and it was handled with some extra patrol. And Lieutenant Ramsey met with the complainant, and he's happy with the response. Back to my public service announcement for everyone, just so they know, it is illegal to park in your driveway and leave your car in the driveway overnight and cut off the sidewalk. So you can't do that. What's going to happen is, over the last month or so, officers have been knocking on doors, informing residents it's illegal to cover up the sidewalk while you're parked in the driveway. So we're going to put something out through Empath and basically a public service announcement. So that's all I got.
Thank you very much. We have had a increased number of calls regarding cars straddling the sidewalks, making them inaccessible, particularly to individuals that have complications walking. So stepping off the sidewalk can create an environment where they may fall or something along those lines. So we do need to try to make every effort to keep the sidewalks clear for those individuals that walk down. So we will do the education, communication campaign via social media. If you do have concerns about it, please feel free to reach out to me or Kim Downey, and we're willing to talk through it with you. So, Mr. Samuels.
Thank you, Mayor. Actually, no updates for tonight's meeting, but we are having a Finance Committee meeting next Tuesday. It's always on the fourth Tuesday of the month at 4:30. And that's all I have.
Very good, thank you, sir. Mrs. Van Cleef?
Thank you, Mayor. In regards to our rec commission, the mayor did talk about our car show. We had 146 cars registered for the car show. It was a great event, very crowded. Our rec commission, Jean and I worked from 7:30 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon, and it felt like 150 degrees out there, so.
It was 150 degrees.
It was a hot day, but we got it all worked out and everything
did
was
an excellent
perfect.
job.
It
Thank
was
you.
good. I do want to remind everyone that on September 6th, we have our citywide yard sale coming up. We have 46 spots left in the yard sale. It's a 25 by 25 space that you can rent for $25. So if you're interested in setting up in our yard sale on September 6th, you can visit the city's website for an application. That's all I have, Mayor.
Very good, thank you. Mrs. Wilson?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Patty, just to add to that, if when you clean up your site, it costs $25, but when you clean up your site and bring us your number back, you get a refund of $10. So actually, it only costs you $15 to get rid of your junk.
And you can make money.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to remind everyone that this Saturday, August the 23rd, from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Sawyer Point, the Hamilton County Veteran Service Commission is holding their second Veterans Appreciation Day. It's going to be an awesome event. I think they got over 100 vendors coming to set up, be able to tell you all different things about your veterans benefits, your veterans rights. It's all free to veterans. They're going to have free food. They're going to have a lot of things for the kids to do. So it should be an awesome event. You can go to our site and pre-register. So you would just go to the Hamilton County Veteran Service Commission website and you'll be able to pre-register. It'll tell you where you can park free and all the information. But it's going to be an awesome day. Secondly, on building and lands tonight, we had a lot of information given to us by our Andy Sider. He's doing an excellent job. He's looking at things that need to be done, and he's handling them in a really great way. The pickleball courts out here, we received numerous complaints about the cracks. So what he plans to do this year to try to hold costs down is they're going to fill in the cracks this year, and then next year we're going to look at perhaps resurfacing them and figuring out how much it's going to cost and working that into the budget. The splash pad that's planned for here for next year, we hope to do the ribbon cutting in May of 2026. So that is coming. I think it's going to be a great asset to our community. The kids are going to love it. The gate that's going to be going back up here at the community center, that's still a work in progress. We don't know exactly yet when they're going to have that done, but we'll keep people updated. The two shelters that were falling down on Field D, they've been removed, so it's safe to go back up there. Everything's gone. It's till we figure out what we're gonna do, they're just not gonna be there. The city received a grant of $90,000 to put some signage up. We're working on a couple ideas, electronic sign to replace the sign that's on Harrison Avenue now, and perhaps we can maybe get a sign down here for the community center too. So Andy's working really great on that. We'll probably know by the end of the week where we're headed on that. The Purple Heart signs, they have been shipped to the city, so we may have them or they may be coming in a few days, and they're going to be installed here shortly, announcing to anyone entering the city of Harrison that we're a Purple Heart city. as Jerry reported earlier, we're working on the Willow Park dedication sign to rename Willow Park the Ray Acre Memorial Willow Park. So that sign is being donated by the company that his one son works for, and then the other the rock and plaque and that cost was donated by the American Legion, so it's no cost to the city at all. And as Patty stated, the car show was awesome, and I would just like to give a shout out to our recreation director, Kim Sovereign. She always does a great job. She works tirelessly for our board. Our board is very small.
Very small.
Very small. We're always looking for people who'd like to join our recreation board. We have a lot of fun, but I will tell you, it's probably one of the hardest working boards that the city of Harrison has.
Absolutely.
So, that being said, if you'd like to join our board, we meet the first Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. here at the community center. We'd love to have you. And that's all I have.
Wow. Very good.
Very good.
Gene won tonight.
The only thing I have is in 3 hours, I start my 76th year around the sun.
Well,
75th.
happy birthday, Jerry.
Jerry always starts 70.
Any other items? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
And after the meeting, we will be giving Jerry 75 swats.
Yeah.
So line up,
Good luck with that.
Okay,
line up if you'd like to participate.
I have a motion
I'll second.
in a second. Roll call.
Mr. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Egner?
Yay.
Mr. Abrams?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mrs. Van Cleve?
Yay.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Very good. We stand adjourned. Have a great evening.